Alright, what's up, YouTube? I haven't made a video in a while, so I thought I would jump back on here and give you guys some mental jewels. Right now, currently, if you're wondering where I am, I'm actually parked of a cemetery. Well, because it's where we all end up. The post-game lobby. We're kind of just born into this world, and for the most part, we're just passing through. You're born into this world with nothing. You leave this world with nothing, and the time in between from birth to death is existence and experience. And I've been doing a lot of pondering, a lot of thinking about life, meaning, and purpose, and why I'm here, why we're here. Just the strangeness of this existence. And you come to realize that just the fact and the matter that we're able to just experience life is what gives it beauty. Like, for the longest time, it was like, why am I here? What is my purpose? Why do we continue to breathe, consume, eat, consume, and die eventually, which is all of our fate. That is the only guarantee in life. Death and taxes, even though taxes can be avoided. Still trying to figure that out. In the future, I will. If the IRS is watching this, that was a joke. This is strictly satire. But in all seriousness, finding out the meaning to life and as to why we're all here. I used to think, what is the meaning of life? Oh, it is what you make it, which is true. It is what you make of it. Your thoughts, your actions, your words, the people you meet, your experiences, the highs of the highs, the lows of the lows, everything in between. Just ride the wave, man. Just ride the wave. One day you're on top of the world. The next, you're at the bottom of the well. Ebbs and flows, the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, all interwoven into this beautiful tapestry of existence that we are all very lucky to experience. And I kind of want to segue that into my next point. When we sort of dive into consciousness and frequency, and how each person has their own frequency. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy travels in waves, and waves are measured in frequency. And your frequency and your resonant signal is something that each person emits. You take two individuals, you put them in a room, they're having a conversation, it's an energy exchange. This person has more energy, this person has less energy. Their energy will be deposited upon this person, or this person will absorb their energy. And it's always, everything is just an energy exchange. As I'm speaking to you right now, the sound waves are going into the phone that are maybe going into your headphones or coming out of your phone or your laptop or your desktop or whatever sort of device that you're watching this on. But ultimately, it's just a transfer of frequency. And coming to that realization, especially with working out and getting in shape, is that it's really just raises your frequency as an individual, as a human being. The amount of energy that you put into your body, physically into your body. So you're at the gym, you're lifting weights, you're exercising, you're going for a run, you're putting more energy into your body. At first it drains you. You feel tired. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm out of breath, I'm sweating. But what you're actually doing is imagine your body is like this giant battery, and it only has this much. But every time you work out, you know, it might deplete a bit. You'll deplete that energy. But now next time when it recharges, you get a little more, just a little more. Then you work out again, it depletes that energy. You get a little more. You work out again, depletes the energy, and you get a little more. And that's how it consistently, you get more and more energy. And energy can be transmuted into signal and frequency, and it will ultimately allow you to do more in life. So going to the gym and working out and doing things that are physical is a big must. You have to, man. Like, you have to, especially as a man. If you're not in semi-decent shape, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? What the fuck are you doing? Like, our ancestors literally used to go weeks without food. They would fucking starve because they were literally just out hunting for the next meal. And you're struggling to go to the gym and work out and get in decent shape. It doesn't compute, man. It doesn't compute. I want you to know that just go to the gym, start working out, start challenging yourself, you know, and the discipline. You go one day, the next day you don't want to go. You know, that's fine. Another thing I also realized that it doesn't have to be, you know, 7 days a week is optimal. If you can go 7 days a week, that's the best. The more you put in, the more you get out. If you're trying to lose a certain amount of weight within a certain amount of time, the more frequently you can go to the gym, the more frequently you can work out, the quicker you'll start to see results. That is just mathematically proven, understood by everyone. If it takes a little longer, you know, maybe you go, you miss a day, you miss another day, go back again, you miss a day, you miss another day. It's frequency. The more frequently you can go to the gym and the more frequently you can work out on a consistent basis, the sooner you'll start to see results. You build that habit, make it a lifestyle, and you're laughing. It really isn't that difficult. You just have to change your lifestyle, change your inputs. And coming from me, I'm the kind of guy, you know, I haven't always been consistent with the gym. Sort of, there's been periods in my life where, you know, I'm really into the gym, I'm really dialed in, I'm working out every day. There was a time in my life when I was training jiu-jitsu religiously, like pretty much every day. It was wake up, go to work, get off work, come home, you know, maybe have a light snack or a quick meal, and then go to the dojo, go to the gym, and fucking train, man. For 2 years straight, that's what I did. I went to work, came home, and went to the gym, the martial arts gym, would train jiu-jitsu, then would come home and work out in the garage for pretty much 2 years straight. And that was like just the highest frequency, man. The highest frequency, just being dialed in, as well as learning a new skill. But you don't have to go and, you know, sign up for a gym membership or learn some sort of martial art. But if you're untrained in physical combat, I would, especially as a man and as a female, it's extremely important. As a female, for sure, it's definitely important. If I had daughters, I would 100% put them in jiu-jitsu for obvious reasons, which I'll explain in a later video. But as a man, if you can't physically handle yourself, if shit were to go sideways, that's a problem, man. That's a problem. Now, you don't have to be fucking like John Jones or Conor McGregor or like Hamza. You don't got to be some like god tier athlete with the ability to kill just about any man on the planet with their hands. Maybe not Conor, he's a little out of his prime, but you get what I'm saying. Take up a martial art. Go to the gym, get in shape, become physically dangerous, become a physically formidable opponent. Become the type of person that if you were to be tried If a motherfucker is going to walk up to you in the street and fucking try you, that he's going to think twice. You have to become that person. You have to. You don't have a choice. Everybody wants to fight the person who won't fight. But when you're willing to fight, it's completely different. And when you're not only willing, but you know how to, changes the game completely. Changes the game completely. Changes the way you perceive reality. It literally does. It gives you superpower. You can't put a price on learning a martial art. You can't. That is something that you take with you for the rest of your life. Like, I'm not training as much now that I used to, but the fact that it's in there. It's in there. So it's like, I can just pull that out of my back pocket at any moment. Just having that skill, it is a skill. It is truly a skill, being able to defend yourself. Do jiu-jitsu, do boxing, do Muay Thai, wrestling. That's the big four. Anything where there's two people, you know, you're sparring, that's what you want to do. Live training. None of this fucking karate, fucking Wing Chun, like breaking boards. Like, that stuff is it's all really good, it's all great, but that is just additional to the foundation of being able to defend yourself. So if you're out of shape, you take off your shirt, you look in the mirror, you're not satisfied with what you see, you get winded after you walk up a flight of stairs, go to the gym, start working out, and take up a martial art, and you won't regret it. It's pretty much all I have for today. It's pretty much all I have for this talk. We'll be back soon. We'll be in touch. And if you want to start taking your fitness seriously, hit me up on IG at Actualized Fitness. I'll leave a link in the description. Peace.